It's the visitors who currently have Derby bragging rights after that 1-0 win back on Feb 18, which ended the Sky Blues' dreams of becoming the A-League's first Invincibles. But Sydney FC didn't let it affect them, going on to win the league and championship double, which is part of the reason behind that tifo. And there's more to come as well. A celebration of their coach is about to be unveiled. Graham Arnold, the coach of the year. And they wear the A-League crown right now to Sydney FC. Remember, the tifo for the Cove was famously stolen 2 years ago before the Derby, but they didn't let this one out of their sights, and they pay homage to the boss.
Too Speedy looks a lot younger on that tifo. He's got to be chuffed with that.
Did he strategically come out early to see that unveil?
He must have.
He knew it was coming. And they're in perfect sync, the fans and the coach. Here they come. Fabulous noise. The teams in position, exchanging handshakes as we check on the team news heading into this one, and there is a bit to get through. Match day hero. Go on, Sam, grab the ball. Born nearly 2 months premature, he's diminutive in stature, but he doesn't mind mixing it up with kids' confidence. And hand over the match ball to referee Jared Gillett. Number 9, Oriol Riera, also boasts 2 goals, the first Wanderer ever to score in his first 2 games. Sydney FC starting the season with back-to-back wins for the 3rd time on the 2 previous occasions. They went on to win the double. The Wanderers off to bet their best start ever. 4 points out of 6, and the countdown is on. We're underway in the Derby. Always a massive Josh Riston. Good cross to Riera. What a finish. 3 goals in 3 games, and he opens the scoring in the Derby inside 3 minutes. Oriol Riera, the kind of foreign number 9 Wanderers fans have been quiet.
Inside, Ninkovic tried to stop him there. He skips past Ninkovic, who dove in a little bit. Then he drives towards the byline, gets his head up. He just peels off Wilkinson, and perfectly directed header. And Redmayne rooted to the spot. Brilliant.
Helping out his right back. It's always recommended by you pundits that great movement from Brosk, found by Berlanti. Only Bobo to hit forward, trying to link with Ninkovic. Again, it breaks down.
Well, it's just not happening at all in the front third for Sydney FC.
It's Bacchus again.
And there's that outlet again.
Beautiful ball. Threads it through, out in front of his right back once more. Hurd. And Ninkovic worked defensively.
Well, the reason why Risden's getting so much space and so much ball on the right, it's because Ninkovic, who plays inside, when they lose the ball, if they break quick enough, they manage to get Risden completely isolated on his own.
An adventurous run here from the centre half, Hamill. Llorente. Bridge took up a wonderful position there. He went inside to Bonavacia, who's got the class to earn his team a set-piece opportunity here. Running into Wiltshire in the end after the ball had long gone.
Yeah, Wiltshire's saying to the referee, saying the ball's gone. He has no other option. He has to give the free kick there. It's clever from
Michael Zullo for Redmayne. Now Cejudo into a great area. Onside and burying another header. This time it's Brendan Hamill. Never won a Derby, but he's put his team in pole position now. They're 2-0 up with half an hour gone.
Well, what about the delivery from Cejudo? But he just gets free of his marker. Was it Josh Brillante who's looking at Wilkinson and just directs that header? Redmayne again rooted to the spot, but what a ball from Cejudo, but poor defending from Sydney FC. Absolute free header.
His first goal for the Wanderers. What a stage to do it on. He's been the one making all the headlines this week, Brendan Hamill. Teammate in the middle. Well won, Ninkovic that time ahead of Cejudo. The two number 10s head-to-head. Here's Carney. Penalty given. Chris Hurd is furious. They'll check it out. The VAR, but right now, the Sky Blues do have a lifeline.
Well, Carney, who was about to be substituted, finds himself in space, and it's a clumsy challenge, it looked. Initial thoughts it was a penalty. Chris Hurd coming back, and he just careers into the back, and you've got to give it.
Carney just holds his run because he sees Hurd out of control. Is there enough contact to go down?
Well, he keeps his body in between the ball and the defender, and it's clever from Carney, and it is.
Up against Bobo. The mind games begin. The Brazilian sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and now the Sky Blues fans are up and about. They're back in it.
Well, you talked about it. It was important for Sydney to get a goal before half-time. It's well before half-time. And in some ways, Sydney hadn't really made a chance. It was a good run from Carney. Terrific little ball slipped in from Zula. And you see there, it's clearly a penalty. It's clear contact. Bobo, that's keeping you cool. 2-0 down. It's a crucial, critical moment of the game for Sydney. He sends Janjetovic the wrong way, and
Zula, Bobo, the turn and strike. It took a deflection and goes wide for a corner.
Yeah, clever.
Sydney FC 1, possession just with Sydney FC. Fouls conceded, Wanderers a few more. I think the people sitting directly behind us here in Bay 1 at Allianz feel that there's greater disparity in that particular figure. However, we're going to discuss all the big talking points right now with Archie Thompson and Mark Bosnich. Welcome back. Bozza, overall fantastic first 45 minutes.
Very, very good first half. Always it opens up when you get an early goal. That was very, very important, especially from the so-called away side anyway. It seems like it's a home game with these guys here behind us. But really enjoyed it. After that, I thought Sydney FC dominated play without exactly, you could say, penetrating up until the goal when they got the penalty. Western Sydney Wanderers, for me, deservedly were in the lead. I wouldn't say probably by 2 goals, but deservedly in the lead. Sydney FC must up their tempo in the right areas.
Archie, just describe a beautiful ball from Josh Risdon here. Let there be no mistake about that, but just describe how hard this header was to execute for Oriol Riera.
Yeah, very difficult. But what I loved about Risdon is he was in a position, he just didn't cross it into the box. He actually picked him out. You could see him have a look. He peeled off his man, and that's a great finish. But that's the importance of having your fullbacks overlapping. It just adds that different bit of attack, and the onus isn't always on the forward people. But then when you look at Risdon when he's bursting in that space, he has a look up, picks him out, and that header, mate, you couldn't put it anywhere else.
Superb from Oriol Riera, who's already a fan favourite, scored in his first game for the Western Sydney Wanderers. He scored in big games over in Spain in La Liga. He scored against Real Madrid. Used to be a Barcelona product, delivering on the stage here for the Western Sydney Wanderers. A set-piece calamity for Sydney FC for the second goal, Bozza.
It was, and Graham Arnold won't be happy at all. Obviously, you practice this throughout the week to make sure that everybody's picking up somebody, and it's a very, very dangerous practice to watch the ball too much when it's about to come in. It's got to be ball, you, man. You've got to be doing that, and you've got to keep an eye on the man. If you take your eye off the man for a split second, which is what happened here, that's all they need. That's a wonderful ball in by Cejudo, and an even better header by Brendan Hamill. Yeah, and at 2-0, you're thinking, and like I said to you before, Sydney FC had the play, but they weren't really penetrating. And Western Sydney Wanderers obviously had a plan. It was working very, very well right up until half-time. First time I ever saw, pretty much for the first half, David Carney actually come to the number 10 position, just in behind the front two, and he created something.
Archie, the penalty, yes or no?
Well, I have to say yes, because the boys actually ran into his back. He's fell now, but you could see that Carney, and that's the experience of the boy, is that he's almost played for it. He knew he's coming in. You could see him sort of take a look. I mean, okay, it was soft. He's kind of leant into him and fell down, but, you know, any good striker in that position would have done the same thing. And unfortunately for the Western Sydney supporters, it went for a penalty.
Yeah, Boz, despite where we're sitting right now, would you say that that's a definite penalty?
My first impression, and generally the first impression is right, that it was a penalty, but David Carney has basically suckered him in. If you watch it very, very closely, Chris Hurd has done pretty much nothing wrong. He's going towards the ball. He's only got eyes for the ball. David Carney's pretty much stopped, and Chris Hurd has just gone right into him. And when you go right into somebody with that force, there's always a chance that the referee is going to give a penalty. Like I said, my first impression, and so was Archie, we both thought penalty, and it was a penalty in the end.
And interestingly, David Carney here is keeping moving. He's on the bike there to keep that moving, that knock that he's received. Oriol Riera picked up a knock as well. It'll be interesting to see how he is early in the second half. Archie, down the right, and Bozza as well, down this right-hand side as we view it for Western Sydney Wanderers, Josh Risdon seems to have an absolute paddock to run into every single time. But the battle between he and Nikovic and Cejudo is involved in this as well. It's integral to what we're saying.
Yeah, well, look, I'm really impressed with Cejudo. I think he's been outstanding. What Robbie said is you'd actually like to see him further up the park with the skills that he has. But that little tussle between Nikovic and Risdon has been great. And it's this left side's been and right side's been favoured by Sydney FC and Western.
Exactly right. It's been a fantastic tussle. And look, fair play to Hayden Fox. I mean, Cejudo in the first two games has pretty much been down the left-hand side, linking up Lorente, linking up Riera. He's basically taken it upon himself. So listen, we're going to put you over to where Nikovic is. He's taken care of Nikovic when he's had to defensively. And the way he makes his runs in, the timing is providing the space for Josh Risdon. And Josh Risdon has been going up and down. And we saw him create the first. He had a wonderful opportunity as well for another cross, but he didn't quite have the quality. That's something that basically, I would say, Graham Arnold at half-time is going to be saying to Sydney, we've got to be very, very careful down here. If you can't get back from Ninkovic, we need somebody else to come across in midfield because he's got too much space.
Archie?
Well, look, I think, well, then usually like, you see Wilkshire pushing on, and in the first two games he was pushing on and getting in behind. And I think that's through the fact that he's staying a lot deeper now is because Lorente, again, he gives that outlet going the other way. So it's almost like a, do I or don't I from Wilkshire, because you don't want to get caught out, because that Lorente, he's got some engines. He gets up, he gets back. And, so it'll be very interesting if you see him put him on the back foot, Wilkshire.
We'll see if Wanderers can go on and win their first derby in a very long time here at Allianz Stadium, second derby in a row, or can Sydney FC do what they did back in 2014 and come from 2-0 down to win?
Hasn't happened for him this evening as yet.
Zullo thought Cejudo turned into trouble there and they'd run it back fairly. The Spaniard goes down. Plenty of ball, but also caught space. Does delightfully to get the left foot pass out in front of Carney. Bit of space opening up here. Look at Ninkovic. They've left him alone for the first time. No look pass. Zullo looking for 2-in-2 after that 9-year drought. And guarding his near post was Janjetovic.
Yeah, he goes near post. I think the ball across the face is the better option there. Zullo got one last week, as you mentioned, and he goes for glory. It's a good height for Janjetovic. They opened it up well, changed the focus of the play, and Ninkovic rolling it into Zullo. That's nearly knocked him out, Zullo.
Six seasons in La Liga with Osasuna and Real Betis. Is always a willing runner down that left-hand side, earns his team a corner.
Great surging run again from Bonavacia. Breaks from those deep positions.
His first derby back in Holland. Now Cejudo hangs it up deep. There's plenty of holding going on. There's a coming together between goalkeeper and that man, Chris Hurd. That's why the whistle went for a free kick.
See that tactic of just crowding in front of the goalkeeper. I think Wilkshire and Brandon O'Neill could just vacate that space because they're just getting in his road as well.
VAR having a look at it, but Chris Hurd commits 2 fouls there. Control. Now Bridge. Cut back. Bonavacia!
Oh, great chance. And brilliant work down the left-hand side. And that's where they've attacked in this opening period. of the second half. Llorente. And there he picks him out. Maybe just a bit of pressure from the Sydney defender there. You can't guide that one on target. It's a good chance, really.
For a player in goal-scoring form. Nice let back run across the sideline, then commits the foul as Brosk, a frustrated figure.
Quite easily been a yellow for that.
Handing it, Mark Bridge. Now Risden, he wrap his boot around, goes back to Herd. Patience shown here by the Wanderers, not pushing a pass now, finding one, great ball. Risden trying to set it up to the penalty spot. CFC defending it for now, and one back by Brosk. Look how deep he had to drop to help out. Ninkovic rides through one challenge, upended, referee will come back after Herd stopped Ninkovic, but the advantage is play. Can they make it all work at the end? Berlanti into the box. It's 2-2. What a Sydney derby this is! And Josh Berlanti, with the aid of a deflection, restores parity for Sydney FC. And what wonderful refereeing it was to play the advantage after that foul on Ninkovic near halfway.
Well, it's the classic counter-attack. Wanderers in good field position, attacking the Sydney goal, and they attack quickly. Ninkovic did superb, plays it to Brosk, who takes it wider, gives himself an angle to cut this one in. Bobo intelligently checks off, and then got Berlanti breaking from midfield. Takes one touch, goes across the keeper and takes the deflection, but it skids past Janjetovic. It's a really good strike. So often you see that kind of strike go through the legs of a defender. Brilliant from Berlanti.
Just his third A-League goal for Josh.
Well, they broke right through the middle of Sydney FC. It was Bonavacia first, and then Mark Bridge, and sorry, it's Kieran Bacchus. It was clearly a foul.
Cejudo with some guile. Cornthwaite on the bicycle. That would have topped things off.
Brilliant from Alex Brosk.
Flick in towards Brosk. It breaks. Hamill off. Berlanti's getting into a goal-scoring area again. Oh, my word! What a finish that would have been. Not sure if it was by design or not, but it had Janjetovic thinking, oh no, for a moment.
Yeah, it's looped over and had him scrambling back harmlessly onto the roof of the net. Work from Brosk and a little clip from Carney, and he catches it on the volley. Not sure whether he's going for goal or whether he's trying to hook that to the back post.
And Josh Berlanti is a player who suffered that heartbreak before the 2014 World Cup. He was one of the last 3 players cut from Ange Postecoglou's squad. Time for Josh Risden to get some instructions on the run from Hayden Fox. He's done some classy things tonight. Alvaro Cejudo, one of their marquee men. Can he pick out a teammate this time? Riera looking to find a bit of space. Wilkinson sticking with him. Falls nicely here for Bacchus. Just over the top of the crossbar.
He sees.
Well, it's set up beautifully, isn't it? 34,000, nudging 35 in the house. Risden over the top, Bridge, and it skips away to Redmayne. Risden, Herd saw it. Delightful ball. Now Risden coming back inside. And Riera just trying to hit it first time, difficult. And a free kick should be taken near his 6-yard box, not outside of his 18-yard area. Trademark Matsong. Latching onto it, giving it straight back to Zulo. Oh, Ninkovic. Beautiful. Oh, no foul. Looked like he was clipped. He was trying to ride through the challenge. Referee said play on. This time it's Bobo going through the back of Bacchus. And it's a handful of fouls against him.
Well, it should have been. We're seeing.
They'd love to win it, of course. Is the crescendo coming? 4-goal thriller so far. And look at the urgency of Sydney FC. They certainly have budgeted for 3 points here. They want to win this one. Be an almighty comeback. Just got away from O'Neill, who wins the corner in the end. He didn't give up.
Oh, he's clever. I expect this. I'd say 4, maybe 5 minutes of extra time. Western Sydney will look to counter, but Sydney are going to throw everything at it. Don't go anywhere.
Kalik getting a talking to there, providing the nuisance factor for Janjetovic. Bosa's delivering. Oh, Wiltshire it was. Just couldn't time it on the half volley. He hasn't scored a league goal in nearly a decade.
You just think this, it comes at him quick, and you see it, the defender clocks off, and Wiltshire will run in behind him. Might have been able to cushion that one more.
Good night to be doing it as well, if it is indeed an audition for one of these midfielders to get a Socceroos call up. Helped on cleverly. Bobo drove it straight into Cornthwaite. How often has he been perfectly positioned, the captain, to thwart the strikes? But it comes back once more. Kalik. Ninkovic. He's won a derby late before. Sideline! Oh, the header goes wide from the veteran. Teed up by Ninkovic. He couldn't steer it home.
Well, it's been a difficult evening for Ninkovic, but what a brilliant piece of play. Quick feet, and picks out Simon, who should score. He gets a cross-wristed. Oh, that should be hitting the back of the net. That's bread and butter for Matt Simon. What a mish.
And they give it away. Sydney FC with numbers. Look at the run being made. They find Zulo. Great awareness from Kalik. And again, it's Cornthwaite who breaks things up. Berlanti, wonderful. Beat 2 Wanderers to it. O'Neill found Kalik, breaks his way. Referee says he can have a free kick. That's the advantage he did. Says he got all ball, but he went through the man to get there. Halfway through stoppage time. Bose again. Overhit. Arnie wants these seconds added on. Josh Risdon gets the hurry up. It's not a great start. Again, no hurry for the Wanderers throw. They make another change. First appearance in Wanderers colours since October of last year for Jacob Melling, replacing Kieran Bacchus. His Socceroos hopes no harm tonight. South African FA keep on knocking down the door, hoping Bacchus will come to them. Cornthwaite again. The night he's had breaking things up. Simon is just onside. Sandiland looking to hold things up for his team. Looks like Matt Simon had the final gilt-edged chance with that header. Or is there late drama to come here? Hurd puts it forward, but there's no one to hit. No more Riera out there. One for Simon to chase. Hamill got his head to it, and the offside flag was up innings. Both teams appear destined to continue their unbeaten starts to the campaign. 5 minutes are up.
And of course, the Wanderers will be happy when you can see how they played out this extra time. They'll be delighted with the point here.
And it is a derby draw. Hayden Fox pretty happy, even though his team did have a 2-0 lead. Graham Arnold wanted all 3 points. But the unbeaten run continues at Allianz Stadium. Josh Berlanti, then a soft penalty, well won by David Carney, given away by Chris Hurd, gave the Sky Blues that impetus before half-time. And at the end, they take a point each, full time, in the 16th Sydney Derby. Sydney FC 2, Western Sydney